for infrastructure development for all levels of education will soon be launched in the state. Governor Abeokuta made this known during the 38th and 31st combined convocation ceremony of Olabisi Onabanjo University at Goiwoye, where he also approved the construction of 1,600-bed hostel facility to address the accommodation challenge at the university. Governor's office correspondent Yusuf Ganiyo reports.
Olabisi Onabanjo University at Goiwoye is one of the leading universities in Nigeria that has over the years groomed the team excellence for the socio-economic development of the country. The Ogun State Governor, Prince Takwa Abiodun, joined the institution in the celebration of the 30th and 31st combined convocation ceremony of the university. While congratulating the graduates, Governor Abiodun lauded the university for being one of the few schools without crisis since it assumed office about 3 years ago. Also applauded the management for sustaining the development, adding that it has grown to becoming one of the foremost higher institutions in the country. Governor Abiodun said his administration will soon launch the Ogun State Education Trust Fund to provide a sustainable fund for infrastructural development for all levels of education in the state.
As prime centers for learning, universities should inspire practical solutions to society's most pressing economic, technological, and medical challenges. Very soon, we will formally launch the Ogun State Education Trust Fund to provide sustainable streams for infrastructural and all other fund requirements for all levels of education in the state. Interventions such as this will help us to bridge the funding deficits that have existed over the years.
Governor Abiodun added that his commitment to providing the right ambience for research, teaching and learning is total, explaining that the provision of 1,600-bed hostel for Olabisi Onabanjo University is another initiative of this administration to provide an awesome experience for the students.
The focus of this administration is to achieve unprecedented development in primary, secondary, and tertiary levels of education. I have just facilitated the provision of a 1,600-bed hostel for OOU. This is yet another initiative of your government to provide a wholesome and awesome university education experience for our students. Let me use this opportunity to acknowledge individuals and organizations who have continued to support this university.
The governor thereafter gave automatic employment and the sum of 1 million naira to the overall best graduate student for 2019-2020, Ms. Adebisi Awolumate of Department of Cooperative and Community Development, who graduated with 4.56, and 2020-2021 best graduate student, Mr. Paul Iluka, 2020-2021 from Department of Pharmacy with 4.92 GPA.
I'm particularly delighted that these two best graduate students across genders are demonstrated again that gender is no barrier to excellence in all spheres. It's possible, it is possible. You only need to have faith in yourself and work towards that goal. As it is usual, on an occasion like this administration hereby offers these two students automatic employment to the state government. Each of them will receive a small donation from us of 1 million naira each.
The governor also assured that the Ilishan Agowoye Road has been re-awarded to expedite construction for easy movement of the people. Yusuf Ganiyu, Ogtv News.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has introduced computer studies and physical and health education as part of its UTME subjects. The board disclosed this in its weekly bulletin released by the Director of Public Relations, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, and made available to newsmen in Abuja on Monday. It says that candidates sitting for the UTME could now pick computer studies or physical and health education as part of the 4 required UTME subjects if they so desire or as dictated by their program preference. The board said that the addition of the 2 subjects to the existing 23 UTME from the 2022 UTME exercise. According to the board, the move is to enhance career prospects of students transiting to tertiary institutions. On health, not less than 28,000 residents across the 20 local government councils in Ogun State have enrolled for the State Health Insurance Agency scheme under the Basic Health Care Provision Fund. Disclosing this is the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tomikoka, at the monitoring and evaluation of the scheme targeted at ensuring every resident of the state has access to quality and effective free healthcare services. Our reporter, Margaret Okunlola, was at Orono Hall, Ilaro, venue of the event. She now reports.
Seated here are health desk officers, Ward Development Committee on Health, and officers in charge of facilities for Yewa North, Yewa South, and Ikpokia local government councils for the evaluation and promotion of Basic Health Care Provision Fund in Yewa axis of Ogun State, as they expressed challenges they have been facing in the discharge of their duties so far. Ogun State's Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tomi Kokar, in company of other state health officials who were on the ground, engaged participants and emphasized on prompt delivery of free basic healthcare services.
We have actually started delivering service for the people of Ogun State. Across Ogun State, we've enrolled 28,000 people over the 20 local governments. This is very important to His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun for our citizens in Ogun State.
Dr. Tomi Koka urged residents of the state to key into the initiative for the betterment and welfareism of all.
My advice to every resident of Ogun State is identify your nearest PHC or health facility of your choice, and please enroll for the Ogun State Health Insurance Program, and then together let us build this resilient health system that will deliver quality health, affordable and accessible to all of us.
Officers in charge of the facility lauded the current administration, assuring of good and quality service delivery.
Thank our governor and our honorable commissioner for the effort they have put in place for people of grassroots to enjoy basic health fund. Because with this basic health fund, everybody has access to free health, and we have started taking care of people, giving them treatment.
It's not a scam, it's a real, because all those people that we have treated, they have been given cards. They have the card that stands as an identity for them.
A refreshers workshop was thereafter launched for all officers to ram service provision. Margaret Okunlola, Ogtv News.
As Ogun State continues to be the investment destination of choice, the State Waste Management Authority will not relent in making the state one of the cleanest in Nigeria. This was the submission of the Special Advisor to the Governor on Environment and CEO, Ogun State Waste Management Authority, Mr. Ola Oresonya, at the press briefing on the ministry's partnership with private sector on revenue generation held at the Ogwama office, Okelewo, Abeokuta. Ronke Adeyemi reports.
In 2019, the reform program in waste management sector commenced in Ogun State with the aim of partnering with private sector to provide skills to bridge the identified service gap for effective delivery of public utility service, as well as to derive revenue from waste management. The Ogun State Waste Management Authority, Ogwama, is partnering with a private IT firm, AOA Windstream Limited, to deploy technology via electronic billing system. Chief Executive Officer, Ogun State Waste Management Authority, Mr. Ola Oresonya, said the operation is also geared towards social re-engineering for the youth, using waste management as a platform.
So it's expensive deploying bill, it's expensive going to the bank. So ultimately, people don't get cost recovery as only the problem in waste management. Now, what we are doing in Ogun State is to showcase how easy it's going to be to make sure that you provide good service and you collect your money at the right time and make it convenient even for our clients to get their bill on time and to pay their bill on time.
The director, AOA Windstream Limited, described the partnership with Ogun State Management Authority a good one, and further stressed the need for technology in waste business to provide easy and accessible service.
Not where we need to be, but we are making a step forward, which is what we started today. So with this good partnership, I see a long partnership with the agency. So we have a system in place that is actually customized for the agency itself, which means it's scalable. So as more changes comes in, we intend to improve on what we currently have, and we intend to start building on that to the duration of our partnership.
This collaboration will bring about an electronic billing system that will provide an electronic solution platform in order to address all issues relating to the billing system so as to bring better service delivery to clients across Ogun State. Aderonke Adeyemi, Ogtv News.
And still to come in the news, Nigerian Air Force expresses renewed vigor to tackle insecurity. We will bring you the details in the second segment of the news. Glad to know that you're still there. The news continues. Ogun State government is not relenting in its effort at improving the industrial sector of the state. The State Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment, Mrs. Kikelo Molunge, revealed this during an award presentation to her by Cerebrology International. Taiwo Adebiyi witnessed the presentation at Okemoson, Abeokuta, and a report is presented in this package.
Appreciating someone for a good work done serves as encouragement for the individual to do more. To this end, the management of Cerebrology International presented an award to Ogun State Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment, Mrs. Kikelo Molunge, for being part of the administration which has transformed the state into an industrial hub suitable for investment. The Chief Executive Officer of Cerebrology International, Shola Odumosu, stated that the award is in recognition of a positive impact in the business sector of the state.
We celebrate dignity in leadership. She's a woman of virtue. She has demonstrated dignity in leadership. We are so impressed by her standing quality and character. And she's somebody that has been able to put her creativity, into leadership. She has done a lot.
Reacting to the award, the State Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment, Mrs. Kikelo Molunge, appreciated the organization and reaffirmed the administration's commitment to improving living conditions in the state.
I feel highly honored and humbled. I'm just reflecting the vision of His Excellency, because without him, this would not have been possible. He has set the agenda. He's driven to make Ogun State that investment destination of choice, to improve the enabling environment in the state, so that both existing and prospective investors will continue to see Ogun State as the place to be.
This is one of the very many awards and recognition given to the current administration for a job well done at making Ogun State conducive for industrialization.
It was hope renewed for women in the fighting words of Ijebu North local state as more women benefited from the empowerment program of the Secretary to the Ogun State government, Mr. Tokunbo Talabi, speaking at the presentation of cash gifts to the women beneficiaries. Ogun SSG Mr. Tokunbo Talabi said the gesture was in furtherance of the Dapo Abiodun-led administration's commitment to genuinely improve the livelihood of women in the state, while giving envelopes of 100,000, 75,000 and 50,000 naira to the beneficiaries. Talabi said this is the second phase of the financial intervention for women towards boosting their economic power, adding that this is the mandate of the governor to all those working with him. And here in Ijebu North, the gesture is being carried out.
This is one of our promises meant for our women leaders in all the wards in Ijebu North local government. We still have other empowerments, and it will be done in phases.
Speaking on behalf of other beneficiaries, Mrs. Akeoshola Adenike, who is also the women leader of Ijebu North, appreciated the governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, and the SSG for the gesture, saying the present administration has restored the long-lost hope in dividends of democracy, pledging their unflinching support to the administration. Meanwhile, the secretary to the Ogun State government, Mr. Tokunbo Talabi, also donated a brand new Toyota Corolla saloon car to Mr. Sonny Razak as part of his empowerment initiative, noting that the beneficiary has demonstrated leadership and uprightness in character towards stabilizing the polity of Ijebu North local government area. Sonny, beaming with extreme joy, said he was delighted that the governor and the SSG have kept their promises of rewarding hard work and uplifting the indigent in the society.
And when I moved from the party, the vehicle I was using was taken away from me. I am surprised that I will get a gift of that same car and brand from the SSG. He is a promise keeper.
Said that, like many others, he will continue to work assiduously for the success of the Governor Dapo Abiodun-led administration because it is truly all-inclusive while serving the people without prejudice to the majority. Member representing Ikenne State constituency at the Ogun State House of Assembly and Chairman, Finance and Appropriation Committee, Honorable Olakunle Sobukola, has empowered over 200 people cutting across 10 wards of his constituency as a way of giving back to his constituents. Our reporter, Kola Woliosho, reports that the event, which took place at Wesley Primary School, Ogere, had in attendance Speaker of the State Assembly, Right Honorable Olakunle Oluomo, and other APC leaders in Ikenne local government area. Details of his report are presented in this package.
Empowerment is the degree of autonomy which enables beneficiaries to be more responsible and self-sufficient. It was against this backdrop that a member representing Ikenne State constituency and Chairman, Finance and Appropriation at Ogun State House of Assembly, Honorable Olakunle Sobukola, empowered over 200 people from his constituency for them to be self-reliant, generate wealth, and create employment opportunities.
Basically, a means of giving back to my people, people that worked tirelessly for this dispensation of Prince Dapo Abiodun and myself to go to Abeokuta. So it's my own way of appreciating them.
Honorable Sobukola posited that the program will go a long way in adding value to the credible efforts of Governor Dapo Abiodun in the provision of sustainable peace, security, and for the development of Ogun State. Speaking at the occasion, Speaker Right Honorable Olakunle Oluomo, who led other members of the House to the event, lauded the efforts of Honorable Sobukola towards alleviation of poverty in the state.
Despite the fact that we are still looking forward to financial largesse for constituency development governor, but for him to have done this from his own pocket, I give kudos to him, and that is a symbol of a quality representation.
Leaders of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in the constituency have positive remarks about the event.
The only person that has established this type of thing, Honorable Sobukola Kunle, has been performing well, and this is just an addition to what he has been doing.
This is very commendable for someone to come back with a dividend of democracy to our people. I give it to him. This first of his kind.
I want to seize this opportunity to thank Honorable Sobukola for the gift he has given to us in the Ikenne local government. I want to appeal to everybody in the Ikenne local government. One good time, they deserve another.
They, however, called on all politicians in the state to emulate Sobukola and support good work embarked upon by Governor Dapo Abiodun. Items distributed by Honorable Sobukola at the occasion included motorcycle, chest freezers, table gas burners, and generators, while cash donations were given to widows and aged. To whom much is given, much is expected. Beneficiaries appreciated this gesture.
To be using this for transport, to make money, and to spend this for my future and my children. Then I say thanks to Shobukonla.
They encouraged their benefactor to sustain the gesture while promising judicious usage of the items.
Ogun State Television will continue to chunk out up-to-date news and interesting programs to endear the station to the minds of its teeming viewers, both home and abroad. The station's acting general manager, Mr. Tunde Kazim, disclosed this at the annual general staff meeting and 2021 End of the Year Award of the station. Tunde Olaniro reports.
An award ceremony makes people feel that their work is valued. It shows approval and gratitude for each person's good work, and it makes people aware that good work will be rewarded. The 2021 General Staff Meeting and Award Ceremony was postponed to 2022 due to 40th anniversary celebration of Ogtv. For their diligence in the year 2021, an award of excellence was given to Bumi Adigun as Best New Staff 2021, Alimi Isiaka as Best Administrative Staff, Folaki Aderibigbe as Best Finance Staff, Charity James as Best Programs Staff, Shola Karim as Best Marketing Staff, and Wole Jiboku as Best Engineering Staff. Others are Award for Revenue Generation, which went to Kabiru Rolade and Aisha Salami. General Manager's Staff of the Year Award went to Mr. Sunday Aluko, while the Chairman's Award went to Nuruddin Adebole. The Acting General Manager, Tunde Kasim, who commended the staff for their amazing cooperation, urged the awardees and members of staff to keep the flag flying, never to drop the ball.
So, the more we are getting we are rejigging our programs, the more we are adding value to those programs, the more people want to identify with us. So please, let all producers be up and doing. We cannot be doing the same thing that we have been doing in the past.
He disclosed that a lot has been achieved in a short time in terms of content, assuring that the management of the station will always create a conducive working environment for the workers and will not take their welfare for granted. On behalf of the staff, the Chairman Joint Action Committee of the two unions, Mrs. Kemi Oladeinde, commended the Acting General Manager for bringing breath of fresh air to the station.
We also want to appreciate our management team who have been working with him and are dedicated. We want to appreciate you. We want to thank you so much, sir, for everything that you've done in the past few months that you've been the acting GM here in Ogtv. We appreciate you.
The awardees promised to do more.
It's a call for us to do more. 2021 was eventful, and we thank God that with everything that came, we are still very much grateful.
First of all, I want to thank late DG Akiyomi for recognizing the strength in me and all other bosses here in Ogtv. Thank you for imparting so much in me.
That's why I want to dedicate this award to my co-staff in the Finance and Account Department. They are the ones that have given me a shoulder to stand upon, and that's why it seems as if I'm head above all of them.
The reward for hard work is more work. Hence, more diligence from the members of staff will lead to greater exploits of Ogun State Television. Tunde Olaniro, Ogtv News.
Away from that now, President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, on Monday said that revenue-generating agencies of government are capable of generating to the coffers of the federal government if efforts are made to cut down on wasteful spending. Lawan made this known in an address delivered to declare open an interactive session on the need to improve internally generated revenue of the federal government of Nigeria and revenue projections of the agencies as contained in the Appropriation Act 2022. The meeting was between the Senate leadership and members of the Committee on Finance and Revenue Generating Agencies of Government. The Senate President in his speech said the purpose of the meeting was to explore means of increasing government revenues. According to him, one of such ways is for the National Assembly to be rigid on increased revenue to cut down on the country's budget deficit and borrowings, as well as prevent wasteful expenditures by agencies of government. The Nigeria Police Force, in conjunction with Police Service Commission, an agency of the federal government entrusted with the responsibility of recruiting new officers for the force, has observed with concern the apparent lack of interest by applicants from the southwestern part of the country in the ongoing recruitment exercise into the constable cadre of the Nigerian police. Seeking to this development, the leadership of the Police Service Commission recently held a parley with relevant stakeholders in the zone to discuss modalities for encouraging the youth to put in applications for the exercise as a way of contributing their own quota to improve security and overall development of the nation. As a way of facilitating this, the Police Service Commission has graciously approved the extension of the application deadline for more applicants via www.policerecruitment.gov.ng. The increasing question killings of women, especially young girls, for money rituals by bloodthirsty, heartless and desperate Yahoo boys is becoming worrisome. Just recently, 4 young boys between the ages of 17 and 20 were arrested at Okiaregba area of Abeokuta for beheading 20-year-old girl Sofiat Kehinde for money rituals. Bumi Adigun in this update revealed that there are more confessional statements from these boys as the police paraded them.
The urge for quick money, fame, and material wealth nowadays is driving the inordinate propensity of youths into despicable and fetish practices like diverse blood rituals, eating of excreta, incestuous sex, sacrificing blood relations, spraying money in the public for rituals, bathing in the public places, eating human body parts, consuming hard drugs and fetish concoctions, walking naked in the open, among other bizarre rituals. Just recently at Okiaregba area of Abeokuta, another scene of this act was caught this time around. A life lost. Sofiat Kehinde, a 20-year-old girl, was so unlucky as she was strangled to death and beheaded by 4 young men. On the hint of security, the 4 boys were arrested while burning a human head of their victim in a local pot which they confessed to be the head of Sofiat Kehinde.
So ìgbà tí ẹ wá gé orí ẹ̀ kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀?
Kò sí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́yìn.
Kí lẹ fi gé orí ẹ̀?
Orí ẹ̀ wà nílé. Kí ni bí àdá báyà mi.
17-year-old Waris Oladende from Kuba, 19-year-old Abdulgafar Lukman from Kuba, and Mustakim Balogun from Bodeolude, all in Abeokuta, were arrested on the spot, while Soliu Majekodumi, who happens to be Soliat's boyfriend, was arrested later. Meanwhile, these boys have been paraded by the Ogun State Police Command. Police Public Relations Officer DSP Abimbola Oyeyemi said the command is still baffled with the incident, considering the age range of these boys.
It's very, very unfortunate because the people involved, they are teenagers, those who are still supposed to be under the tutelage of their parents. But the get-rich-quick syndrome has pushed them to crime and a very, very serious incident of murder. On the further interrogation, they made us to realize that they want to use it for money-making rituals. They have confessed to the crime. The pot you are seeing in front of them, that is the pot they use in burning the head of that innocent young girl.
Sunday Olatubosun is Soliat's senior cousin. He said the family is still in shock and what they want is justice.
her mother is very, very sick. Even before she can be able to sleep, they to give her sleeping tablets before she can be able to sleep. The mother is very, very sick, and the father is late. Justice. We want nothing but the justice.
Shiwo Kwakuni is also a family member who is also calling for justice.
Nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ mi tí wọ́n pa yìí, mo fẹ́ kí ìjọba Nàìjíríà kó ràn mí lọ́wọ́, kó má kó ọmọ ìpadà sílé.
The suspects narrated how it all happened.
When she come to my house in that time, I told Mr. Kim, Sophia is with me inside. Mr. Kim is outside in that time. I just tell Mr. Kim that Sophia is inside with me. He said, let us do what we want to do. After we buy something, everything that we want to buy to join our head. It's only inside with Sophia. Mr. Kim called me outside that let us do this thing. Don't be panic about it. I'm just he's seeing it in my behavior that Mr. Kim told me that I should hold her hand, and suddenly when Mr. Kim told me that I should hold her hand, I said so let us leave this girl. Mr. Kim told me that make I don't be panic. Well, let we do it. I sit on Sophia, and I take her hand to play. Suddenly, Mr. Kim take knife to drag her neck. When he's dragging her neck, I'm trying to collect that knife from Mr. Kim. That knife cut my hand. So after that, cutting my hand and cutting my leg. So when I just want to drag that knife with Mr. Kim, see the thing that I see that girl just fall down and she can't talk again. She can't be alive again.
This is one out of the many cases of kidnappings, killings, and rituals in recent times. Then who is to be blamed?
I want to advise that many parents have failed in their responsibility because this is a result of bad parenting. It's a result of failure, complete failure of parental responsibility.
Bumi Adigun, Ogtv News.
May the soul of Sophia Kehinde continue to rest in peace. The Shagamu Unit Command of Federal Road Safety Corps FRSA in Ogun has warned motorists against excessive speeding and dangerous driving, especially during this Harmattan period, to avoid road crashes. The unit commander, Mr. Inyoda Taufik, who stated this on Monday in Shagamu, said that the warning became necessary due to the current Harmattan being experienced across the state and the country at large and characterized by poor visibility. The development is said could lead to possible road crashes and loss of lives if necessary measures are not taken. Taufik implored motorists to ensure that their vehicles' headlamps, parking and brake lights are functioning well before getting the vehicles on the roads. He emphasized the need for them to always check the battery terminals because it is possible for the battery to run down during Harmattan. The unit commander further enjoined motorists to desist from overloading and shun any act that could lead to unnecessary loss of lives. The National Reconciliation Committee of the All Progressives Congress APC on Monday submitted its report 3 months after inauguration. The committee was inaugurated on October 12, 2021 by the party's national chairman and Yobe State Governor Mai Melabuni to reconcile, harmonize and integrate members of the party in order to cement all cracks and seeming differences. A member of the party's caretaker and extraordinary convention planning committee, Ken Nnamani, received the report at the APC National Secretariat in Abuja on behalf of Governor Buni. In his remarks, Governor Buni commended the committee chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, and other distinguished members of the committee. He said the submission of the report was coming at a crucial period as the National Convention and 2023 general elections approach, and assure that the caretaker committee will carefully study the report and implement the same to improve the unity and strength of the party. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Oludayo Amo, said the Nigeria Air Force now has a total of 38 new aircraft inducted into its inventory. According to him, the latest addition to the fleet included the 12 A-29 Super Tucano aircraft recently acquired by the government. Amo said while some of the aircraft had been deployed to tackle insecurity in some parts of the country, the others were being used to upscale its pilots' training. The NAV chief, who disclosed this, said prior to the coming on board of President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration in 2015, NAV was in a pitiable state owing to neglect, as most of its platforms were grounded or in state of disrepair. The NAV boss said the service can now boast of 38 brand new aircraft to tackle various security challenges and upscale its pilots' training. The latest addition to the list is the A-29 Super Tucano aircraft, which were recently inducted into the NAV Order of Battle. The acquisitions and reactivation, as well as the emplacement of a robust logistics support structure, have enabled NAV to raise the serviceability status from about 35% in 2015 to about 72% as of September 2021. He also disclosed that 173 pilots have been trained in the last 6 years, with additional 155 students pilots undergoing training. Amo, however, said the Air Force has introduced 11 new doctrines to guide its operations. Business news is next with Okpeyemi Adeome. Don't go away.
Welcome to the business segment of the news. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority is considering a major review of domestic airlines operating license fees and other charges in order to ensure its bills are in tandem with current realities and what's obtained in other countries. The Director General, NCAA, Captain Nuhu Musa, made this disclosure in Lagos. He said the regulator were subsidizing the industry, considering how low its charges had remained over the years, pointing out that it was imperative to embark on a major upward review of the charges. According to him, the agency does not benefit from allocations, and it is not out of place to ensure proper charges are given. 100 billion naira has been expended on rehabilitation of refineries in 2021. The Nigerian Natural Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC Limited, disclosed this in a report on the funding performance of the oil firm from January to December 2021, which was seen in Abuja, although no refinery was mentioned in the report. Nigerian refineries have been under the management of the NNPC as the rehabilitation of one of the facilities, Port Harcourt Refinery Company, had been ongoing. The other refineries under the NNPC management include the Kaduna Refinery and Petrochemical Company, as well as the Warri Refinery and Petrochemical Company. In the NNPC's latest funding performance reports, the firm stated that 8.33 billion naira was spent monthly for a period of 12 months beginning from January 10 to December 2021 on refinery rehabilitation. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, generated over 108 billion naira revenue in the last 4 years. Addressing reporters in Lagos, NIMASA Director General Dr. Bashir Jamal said the agency generated over 31 billion naira in 2020 and more than 37.5 billion naira last year. According to Jamal, the 37.5 billion naira generated last year was the highest ever contribution coming from NIMASA since its inception. NIMASA contribution to the Consolidated Revenue Fund had surpassed past records. Jamal said NIMASA would continue to give priority attention to maritime safety and security along the nation's maritime domain. Nigeria equities were at the weekend the main contrarians in the generally negative global stock market, with most deals at the Nigerian stock market closing at premium. Average returns at the Nigerian equity market closed weekend at 0.54%, equivalent to net capital gains of the 137 billion naira. The continuing rally pushed the upwardly average year-to-date return to 8.17%. The all-share index, the value-based common index that tracks all share prices at the Nigerian exchange, rose from the week's opening index of 45,957.35 points to close at 46,205.05 points. Aggregate market value of all quoted equities at the NGX closed at 24.898 trillion naira, as against the opening value of 24.761 trillion naira. The positive performance of the market was contrary to the negative performance of the major advanced and emerging global stock markets. The financial service industry dominated in volume terms at the end of last week's transaction on the equity sector of Nigerian capital market. The industry led the activity charts with 793.120 million shares valued at 8.1 billion naira, traded in 10,947 deals, thus contributing 54.77% to the total equity turnover. Following the financial sector last week was the ICT industry with 215,543 million shares worth 3.7 billion naira in 1,468 deals. The industry ranked third with a turnover of 98.299 million shares worth 190.2 million in 889 deals. Consequently, a total turnover of 1,448 billion shares worth 19.08 trillion naira was recorded in 22,557 deals by investors on the floor of the exchange. The volume of shares traded was, however, lower than a total of 1,858 billion units valued at 47,486 billion naira that changed hands in 20,861 deals on January 31st, 2022. And finally, a new report by the International Renewable Energy Agency in collaboration with the African Development Bank has indicated that an integrated policy framework built around energy transition could generate about 21 million jobs for Africa by 2050. The report also revealed that the energy transition regime would bring a new wave of new sustainable energy investments to Africa, growing the region's economy by 6.4% by 2050. The report's Renewable Energy Market Analysis, Africa and its region, showed that Africa is prospering significantly from development enabled by renewables while greatly improving energy access and offering profound welfare and environmental benefits to people across the continent. And that brings us to the end of the business segment of the news. It's back to Bukola for the rest of the news.